Hello, my name is Edgar S. Martinez, and for my project, I decided to focus on media and technology during my interview. I decided to interview Dennis Solberg, who was 52 years old, born in 1972. He is the current librarian at an elementary school, and he is my best friend's dad, which made it really easy to reach out to him and have the interview with him. I've known him for many years now, so it was quite easy to have a casual interview, and it was more like a conversation. I decided to interview Dennis about his childhood and the type of music and movies that he watched growing up. He told me about the first album that he ever listened to front to back was Led Zeppelin number 4. It was this album that influenced his music tastes growing up and today. Even today he still listens to the same bands he did to before and the same albums as a child. One of the first movies he also watched was Star Wars, and Star Wars, being science fiction, had a big influence on him growing up as well. Today, his favorite genre is Star Wars, and he still gets excited about Star Wars just as much as he did when he watched it as a child.
I remember my very first album I listened to from front to back was Led Zeppelin 4, the one with Stairway to Heaven. And yeah, Stairway to Heaven. I remember sitting with my best friend. We were on his floor listening to a record, and it was Stairway. He got it from his older brother. One of the first movies I remember was Star Wars. It was the greatest show ever made. Pew pew, lasers.
I decided to ask him about technology growing up, and he told me that his first cell phone was a massive flip phone that was really big because of the battery, and it was kind of hard to carry around. And then he told me that his first computer was just pretty much a digital typewriter. That's all he really used it for. And it wasn't until the internet and the advent of email that he was able to realize just the amount of potential that computers had.
Michelle and I got our first cell phone in 1995, 96. It was a big humongo thing, but it was It was the first flip phone, and it would fold in half, but it was still huge because the battery was so large. But my first computer back in 1993 was an Apple IIe, and it was green screened, floppy disk. We'd have to throw in a floppy disk to run a program. Basically, you used a computer basically just to do Word. I don't think it was called Word back then. It might have been, but it was very, 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 very basic. And it was just basically a typing program, which was really cool because before that we had to use an actual typewriter, and every time you made a mistake, you'd have to spend 20 minutes erasing it.
Overall, what I learned from the interview is that technology has increased in accessibility, and that has led to content creation being easier than ever. Technology has become so much smaller, more compact, and powerful that pretty much everyone has access to at least some form of technology, whether it be your phone, computer, the internet. And with all this new accessibility, people can create content. Content creation is no longer restricted to people with the means and tools for it because everyone has that now. And programs today are making it even easier for people to create the content, and the internet makes it even easier to share.